name is Dominique, and I'm Courtney's younger sister. Growing up, Courtney was my hero. She was beautiful, cool, kind, bold, courageous. She was brave, tough, a fighter. That's how I saw her. We lived in the same home, but because I was much younger, I didn't know about the trauma that she experienced or how it impacted her. As a young child, I feared for the lives of my mother and my siblings most of the time. I was very aware that things weren't right in our home. I knew my siblings were doing drugs, and I just wanted them to stop. When I was 10, my father chose to enter a recovery program, and I hoped that this change would inspire my sister and brother to get help, but it didn't. As a teen, my relationship with my sister began to change. In some ways, I adored her, but in others, I hated her. She had a daughter, Dodie, who I adored, but I could see the effects Courtney's addiction was having on her life. Our family often described Courtney as having two distinct sides, the good Courtney and the other one. You never knew which one you were going to get. The good Courtney had a heart of gold, someone who was so generous and caring and thoughtful and would protect our family like a mama bear. And the other one went under the influence, lying, manipulating, stealing. I loved her, but I couldn't trust her. When our brother passed away, it was a big wake-up call. At the funeral, I saw family members passing out Xanax to cope with the grief. I was so angry. He died of a drug overdose. What were they thinking? Of course they weren't. The power of addiction was so at work. I came to a peace in believing that Chris died so that we could live and learn. I made a conscious choice that day to change, to live, but unfortunately, Courtney wasn't ready yet to make that choice. Years passed, and I moved to Ohio after college and started my career in family. Time and distance allowed for some personal healing, and I really wanted a relationship with my sister, but I knew I needed to establish boundaries. And then one day, God gave me a beautiful vision of restoration for our family. Courtney has this incredible gift of caring for others, and we thought that if we invited her to live with us and care for our children and help with my mother-in-law, we felt like it was God's plan for a fresh start for Courtney. She moved in with us, and she began attending a recovery program and caring for our 2-year-old son. She was doing really well for a while, but it didn't last. The same patterns began to emerge: missing prescription pills, neighbors complaining about the smell of marijuana coming from our home. She was hanging out with people who were using, but of course she denied it herself. Every time we confronted her, she denied any claims of abuse, and then eventually admitted to relapsing. It was causing tremendous stress on my family and with my husband. My husband and I would argue over what to do. We were torn about how to help, but we couldn't allow it anymore in our home. The final straw came when I came home in the middle of the day from work to find her high while caring for my son. I was devastated, realizing that this had been occurring the whole time. That afternoon, my husband and I met with Courtney and asked her to move out. She was very angry and didn't want to listen. We were very angry too. We believed in her, and we thought this was the answer. We pleaded with her to get help. We knew that Courtney needed more than what most treatment programs could offer. We searched for inpatient treatment centers, and God pointed us to Amethyst. At that time, I didn't know much about Amethyst, but over the course of the past 2 years, I am in awe and am truly grateful for what the people of this program have done in the lives of our family, but in so many women. Light in her eyes again, I've seen a transformation in my sister. She believes and is confident that there's a better way. She's an encouragement to so many, full of life, hope, and big dreams. Amethyst has not only helped Courtney, but through her recovery, has brought healing to our family. Thanks to God and Amethyst, we're learning about how to have healthy, loving relationships again. Today is the first time that my sister and I have shared our stories publicly. And let me tell you, preparing for this has been the start of even more healing for both of us. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to support Amethyst today. I hope our story helps build awareness about how real and complex addiction can be and how much support is needed. I hope our story gives hope to women here and to broken families that there is hope and restoration. Thank you.